Hi everyone. Today's yoga class is going to be on the gentler side, so I'm going to encourage you to grab a towel. So any kind of towel, just put it off to the side, and let's start on our backs. Make your way onto your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and give yourself a moment to really arrive here today. Notice what you see. Notice what you hear. And notice the temperature of the room. Notice how the mat feels underneath of you. If you don't have a mat, maybe you're using a towel. Just trying to notice all these things, because when we are feeling things, we're out of our heads. The brain will have us either in the past or the future. That's the way the mind is. But the body is really good that way, that it's going to allow us to feel. Let's bring the right knee in towards the chest. You could interlace the hands around the knee. You could even bring the hand to the hamstring. And then lengthen the left leg, and initially just try and bring the knee directly in, and it will stop at some point. It'll feel like, oh, I can't go any further. And then at that point, begin to bring the knee a little bit more towards the right shoulder. You'll get more movement here. And the other thing we'll get is a shortening of the psoas muscle, but also a softening. So just breathe into that. Let's lengthen the left leg. Try and press the center of the left heel into the floor. Sometimes the toes sort of flare out, so try and keep the heel down. Breathe into that sensation. And then bring the knee back in. Bend the left knee, lower the right foot, and then other side. Hug the left knee in, extend the right leg long. Initially bring the knee directly towards the chest. And then veer off about 15 degrees to the left. Find some more movement. Really reach through that right heel. Press the right heel down, toes up. This should feel really good on the low back. And then bring the knee back. Lower the right foot down, lower the left foot down. Let's bring the arms wide into a goalpost and bring your feet at least mat distance apart. Some people might like to go even wider. And then sway the knees over to the right so that you feel some nice length in this left thigh. Try and reach the left knee away from you. Breathe and feel. And then bring the knees through center, and then over to the left. So now we're really lengthening through that right thigh, trying to reach the right knee away. And then come back to center, and then we'll do one breath, one movement. So sway the knees over to the right. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, knees go left, head goes right. Inhale, come up. Plop the knees to the right, rotate the head to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more round. Knees sway right. Inhale through the center. Exhale, knees sway left. And then bring the knees to center, head to center, and then let's do pigeon pose. Get into the outer hip, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, bring the legs in, and then wrap your hands around to the same place where we had the hands when we were bringing the knee into the chest. One more breath here. cross left ankle over the right thigh. Keep a flex in this foot. Try and take all of the wrinkles out of your ankle. And then hug the right thigh in. Wrap your hands, put your left hand through the window, interlace your hands, lower the head down. Sometimes we keep this leg more in like tabletop, and bending the knee. It seems like a little snugger of a fit. And then release, uncross, lengthen the legs out, and just feel the low back. Does it feel more easeful? Reach the arms overhead. Find a full body stretch. And then hug the knees in and rock your way up to seated. And then I'm going to encourage you to sit on your folded up towel so that your hips have a little bit more mobility. And then bring the hands behind you. Interlace the hands. And then bring the shoulders back. So if you can also extend the arms, do that, but it's mostly about opening the chest. And then let's bring the hands over to the right hip. If that's not possible, just bring that left arm to your low back and slide it as far as you can. And then we're going to nod the right ear to the right shoulder. Shoulders back, elbows back. So breathe into those bands on the left side. If you want to move your chin a little bit to get into some other areas, feel free to do that. And then bring the head up. Extend the arms back behind you, or just bring the shoulders back, elbows back. And then let's bring the hands over to the left side. Option to just slide that right arm behind the back, just as far as it will go if this is really awkward. And then nod the left ear to the left shoulder. Shoulders back, elbows back. Breathe into any tension you might find in your neck. I'm finding quite a bit. Center. This time just extend the arms back as far as you can. Lift the chest. And then interlace the hands in front of you. Press the palms forward. Lift the back round. Let the belly come in. Get the upper back nice and broad. And then reach the arms up. Try to lift the ribs like you're lifting a lampshade off of its base. Lift it evenly, front, back, side to side. We find length in the spine, then we have more space for the breath. Now let's place the hands behind the head, soften the chin towards the chest, let the elbows narrow, and the gentle weight of the hands can help open the back of the neck. Head up, release the arms. And then let's extend the legs forward. Circle your knees around, shake the legs a little bit. And then let's do a little twist. So lift up tall through the spine, reach the arms up. Inhale, exhale, let's rotate to the right. Lift the chest. Try to let your chin be parallel to the floor, rotate through the ribs. If it's comfortable on the neck, go ahead and rotate the head back, looking over the right shoulder. And then let's come back to the center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist off to the other side. On the inhale, invite length into the spine. And on the exhale, invite rotation. Let the head be the last thing that goes into the twist. And just Just notice if you're sensing some distance between the busyness of the mind and yourself. And then come back to center. Place your hands on your thighs, sit up tall, and then come forward. Don't have to try to reach the toes. If you can easily reach your toes, do that. But find some length in the torso, and then relax the chin down. One more breath here. And then sit up tall. Let's do a breathing exercise while we're here. Bring the arms by your side. We're going to divide the breath into two parts. So inhale part way. Inhale all the way. Pause at the top, retain the breath, and then one long, smooth exhale. And then let's divide the breath into three parts. Inhale, inhale, and then inhale the rest of the way. Pause at the top, and then nice, long, smooth exhale out. And then let's divide the breath into four parts. So inhale part one, inhale part two, inhale more part three, inhale the rest of the way part four, hold the breath at the top, and then exhale, glide the arms down. And then let's bend at the knees and make our way onto all fours. So let's push the floor away and round the spine, relax the chin to the chest. And then send the inner thighs back, the chest forward. And do two more rounds of that, just finding mobility in the spine. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, the neck relaxed. And then one more round. And then come to stillness. Let's extend the right leg back, bend the knee, and stir the knee around. Big, juicy circles, one direction. And then reverse it. And then extend that leg back, and then step forward with the right foot. Shoulders over the hips. Go ahead and rake the knee forward to bring the shoulders back. Hug the legs towards each other. And then let's bring that left arm forward and then reach it all the way up. You might feel it get into that psoas muscle again. Here we're finding some length rather than shortening and softening it. We're trying to stretch it. And then let's come into a twist. Bring that left elbow outside the right knee. You can use your right thumb to press this hip crease down. And instead of continually rounding the spine, let's try and find length. And then stack the right palm on top of the left. Lift the chest and twist. So that you feel like the spine is twisting, but also kind of growing upward. And then come back to the center, reach the arms up, and then lower the hands down, bring the right leg back to meet the left, and then sink the hips to the heels, child's pose. Maybe rock your forehead back and forth, try to soften the space between the eyes. And then press your way back up onto all fours. Extend the left leg back, bend the knee, and stir that knee around. Create some lotion for the joints by your motion. Reverse your circles. And then extend that leg back, and then step forward with the left foot. Shoulders over the hips. And by bringing my shoulders back, I automatically feel a stretch in the front of the right hip. A deep psoas muscle, and then reach the right arm forward. Let that shoulder slide. As you reach the fingertips upward, lift the chest, outside the left knee. You can use your thumb and your hip crease to anchor it down. So once you find a little bit of the twist, then you find the length. Stack your left palm on top of the right. Press the hands together, rotate. It's like all things kind of grow towards the sun. A lot of yoga poses are like that. And just feel the twist. If it feels too intense, back out. It's more about knowing yourself than it is about trying to do something perfectly or more or fuller. Come back to the center, reach the arms up. And then lower the hands down, bring the left leg back to meet the right. And then we'll make our way into downward facing dog. We'll do a little flow here. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Try to reach the inner heels back, press the floor down and forward, and then go ahead and just bend one knee and then the other. Let your hips wiggle. Open up the backs of the legs. And then let's walk the hands back towards the feet into a forward fold. Slide the hands up the shins until you come into a flat back. So try and make the back of the neck long. Try and take all the roundedness out of the upper back. And then exhale, lower the fingertips down. You can even bend the knees so that you're almost in child's pose. Let the head hang heavy to lengthen and relax the neck muscles. And then let's round up. Press into the feet. Pour yourself into your feet. Come all the way up. And then inhale the arms up. Lift the chest, look up. And then exhale the palms down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins. Extend the spine. Practice good posture. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, forward fold, and then walk the hands forward into downward facing dog. Come forward into a plank pose, a full plank or a kneeling. And then bend the elbows lower down. Lengthen through the legs. Come up onto the forearms for Sphinx pose. Press the palms down, the elbows down, pull the chest forward. You're gazing down your nose and lifting through the chest. Belly's in, tailbones reaching towards the heels. Glutes are like a tiny bit engaged. And then lower down, hands underneath the shoulders. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, make your way back into downward facing dog. Reach the inner heels back, inner thighs back. Push the floor down and forward. Look to the right and left. And then come to stillness. Walk your hands back to your feet into a forward fold. Slide up into a half fold, Ardha Uttanasana. And then lower the fingertips down, full Uttanasana. And then pour yourself into your feet, slowly round it up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Look up, exhale the palms down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, bend the knees, let the head hang heavy. Move the head around a little bit. And then walk the hands forward, come back into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. And then lower the right knee, spin the back foot flat, and reach the left arm up. Try to lift the chest. Draw the shoulders towards each other. So Feel the press of the foot, the same spot here in the pelvis where the psoas is. Try and soften that so it can lengthen and open up, create space. And then lower the left hand down, come back into plank. And then lower the left knee down, spin the right foot flat, reach the right arm up. A firm press of the right foot. Try and reach the chest towards the chin. And then lower the right hand down, lower the right knee down. Let's send the hips to the heels. Widen the knees first and send the hips to the heels into child's pose. Now let's do thread the needle here. That always kind of helps to unlock the upper back. Take your right arm and put it underneath your left arm and come onto the right side of the head. You can leave this left arm extended, or if it feels better in the shoulder, you can bend the elbow and press into the fingers. You keep the jaw soft. Can you find a place where the neck feels relatively comfortable? And then let's switch sides. So extend the right arm, take the left arm underneath, come onto the left shoulder, the left temple. Or option, just bend that right elbow and press into the fingertips like an eagle talon so that you get, you have more control over the mobility of the upper back. Back into child's pose, wide knees child's pose, press the palms down, reach through the fingers. And then just try to release any unhelpful thoughts from your forehead into the floor, down into the earth. And then walk the hands in and make your way to a seated position with the soles of the feet together, knees wide. This can also be a good time to sit on your towel again. Sit up tall. Make peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Have your thumb on the side of your toes and try to pull your big toes long, elbows wide. Forward fold. So even on these videos, when I can't see you, it still really helps me because who does yoga help the most? Usually the teacher. So I'm thankful that we'll be able to do the Zoom thing, but this is also a way for me to feel connected. And then lift the chest, gather the knees. Let's make our way onto our back. And take your towel and just roll it up and put it behind your back so that it just kind of gently encourages the chest to open. And then lengthen the legs out. And then just allow yourself a few moments to do nothing. To be like your cell phone. When you plug it in, you close out of all the apps. So that way when you start it back up, it just works a lot better. More efficient. That when we can close out of all of our stuff and let go, that's usually the time when we have more wisdom. deepen your breath. Rather than thinking you have to get up right now, see if you can relax even further. I begin to deepen my breath and be more present, but also more relaxed. Notice if there's any places in the body that are holding on to tension. Sometimes we're engaging a muscle in the leg and we don't even know it. Or the neck, or the jaw, forehead. Just take a moment to soften. Begin to bring some movement into the fingers and toes and the wrists and the ankles. And then bend up your knees and roll to one side off of your towel. And just take a moment to savor this space you've created in your body and your mind. That movement is always healing. And then press your way all the way up to seated. If you want to sit on your towel again, please do. We're going to finish with the breathing exercise we started with. So let's do the two-part breath. Inhale halfway and pause. Inhale the rest of the way and pause. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale 1/3 of the way. 2/3 of the way. All of the way. And then exhale, release. And then 4 parts. Inhale part way, pause. Halfway, pause. 3/4 of the way, pause. And then all the way, pause. And then exhale, release the hands down. And then gather the hands together in front of your heart. I love the quote by Ram Dass that even though we're not all seeing each other the way we were, that we are all connected and that we are all walking each other home. That's a quote by Ram Dass. We are all walking each other home. So, namaste. Have a great day.